when I first played the song for my wife, she was like, I can't hear Lea. You need to turn her up. But when we mixed the album, we tried different volumes of her voice. But if her voice got too high, the rock and roll wasn't there. So we need to have her on a great great volume.
Erik and I will do my best, but I'm sure that nobody on this side of the Atlantic Ocean will ever get it right. But Erik of Månegarm, thank you so much for your time today. It's been a while since we last spoke. We spoke for the last album. It was 3 years ago already at this point.
Yeah, already.
How are you doing? How have you been?
I'm really good. It's been great 3 years. Time's running fast. But I mean, we have been quite busy with the new album and quite many gigs and so on, the festivals. We are great.
Awesome. I mean, definitely want to acknowledge the previous album as well. I mean, we're here obviously to talk about the new album, but maybe we can do that in talking how different this album is from the previous album. And I am really glad that it is different, not because I didn't like the previous one. In fact, I thought it was fantastic. I actually, that was my favorite album of 2022, and I'm not just giving you some bullshit. Back at the end of that year, I did make that typical video that every YouTube creator makes of like, hey, this is a list of my favorite albums, and your album was #1 that year.
Oh, cool.
That was this massive epic, big storytelling concept album, and on this new album, instead of trying to do something very similar, and it would making very hard to compare or maybe hard to top that, it feels like we get more of a song-focused album and almost more of like a compilation of different songs that individually rock more. Is there some truth to that, or is that just me interpreting the album in a way?
No, I think that's a good way to see the album. I mean, the last 2 albums have been concept albums, and we didn't want to do this concept album this time. But I mean, we have a couple of different themes in there, but it's individual songs, and I mean it's quite diverse. A lot of metal songs, of course, but also a couple of acoustic ones. I wanted to create an album that shows a lot of Månegarm and what we have been up to for the last 30 years. I mean, the acoustic parts has always been an important part of our music, so that needed to be in there. And I mean, it's maybe a lot of everything, but I think it's all stick together in a good way.
Yeah. It almost feels like, and now that you mention it, this is 30 years of the band now. Not to make you feel old, but well, I mean, if you have your own children on albums with you, you have to be at least a certain age. Right?
Yeah. So true.
But it almost feels in a way that this is kind of like, instead of having at the 30th anniversary the greatest hits album or the compilation album, this kind of almost feels like a compilation album. It's just all new songs, but they kind of give all these different sides to the bands.
Yeah.
Is that just something that kind of organically happened, or was there some? You said like, oh, we definitely chose not to do a concept album, so that was clearly the plan. But did you go in with like, hey, we do want to make sure that we create this very, very varied album, whether or not it was to celebrate 30 years. But was that a conscious effort, or did that just kind of naturally happen?
Kind of naturally happened, and I'm glad it turned out into a varied album, but nothing done on purpose, really. But you're right. I mean, like a song like "Hör mitt kall, Hear My Call," it's really much metal to it, not that folky at all.
Right.
And then we have Likjökens Fest, more black metalish, and all in between. So you get a lot of stuff, but it wasn't done on purpose. It just turned out that way.
Yeah.
The composing process for this album, it was kind of a struggle at first. I remember I came up with like one, two, maybe three songs, and then I was kind of drained for ideas. I didn't come up with anything good, I thought. And then I turned to my good old friend Tobias Tobbe, who plays the guitar live in Månegarm, and he provided me with some cool riffs, which later on turned out into I skogsfruns famn. That's Tobbe's the main riff. From Tobbe. So I got a little help, and then it just worked again.
Yeah. And that song that you just mentioned, I won't attempt to pronounce it properly, but that's also the opening track.
Yeah.
Was that because that song also just kind of like straight away tells you this is what we're all about? Because with these acoustic songs on the album, you could have chosen to do a very long acoustic, almost like intro song, but instead you kind of give us a sledgehammer to the face, and we get the first focus of this album is on those black metal influenced riffs. There are folk elements in that song that come out, but the first thing that you hear is like, oh yeah, this is kind of like that old school sound of the band. Was that like important for you to start the album in such a way, especially again thinking that last time you started with a song that was almost 40 minutes long, right? I mean,
but also like a Sledgehammer, super short intro with some noisy shit, and then the same for I skogsfruns famn, a little bit longer into this time, but I mean we wanted to get started right away, like a Sledgehammer, like you said. So as for the last album and the one before that, I think we don't do long intros anymore. I like the idea. I like the idea to as you say, like a sledgehammer, and then we're off.
On that same song, to completely round up the sound of the band today, we also have your daughter joining you as well. Not as maybe in the serene spotlight as Ensnara of Gold on the last album, which for me, still today, like if I had to pick the greatest Månegarm song of all time, for me that is still the one. That just hits me so much. I mean, obviously also the beautiful video that beautifully complements that. But I remember from our previous conversation that you were like, like your daughter felt like, especially for joining, you said like, I kind of hope that she wants to join me on stage maybe a couple of times, but that she might be too cool for that. This 3 years later, she's now a proper teenager. What's that like?
Turning 18 in like 10 days.
Yeah. So how has that relationship changed over the last 3 years? Is she more... I mean, she came back to the album, so she definitely didn't check you out.
Yeah, she did, and I'm really glad for that. And I mean, I have my own little studio, and I guess that's helpful in this way, because I don't think that she would like to go to a bigger studio with a lot of people and stuff.
Right.
she would probably get too nervous. So it's good to have my little studio. We can try out ideas, and I just hand her the lyrics, and we try it out, But she likes to sing, but she don't sing in a group or choir or anything, just at home. But since the last one, En Snara av Guld, which turned out a really, really special song for me as well. It turned out so good, so I just wanted to try out more ideas. And on this song, I skogsfruns famn, I could almost hear her. She has a bit of fragile voice, do you say that? But I could almost hear that it would fit really good. And as you say, it's not that, I mean, it's in there in the mix. I can hear her super clearly. When I first played the song for my wife, she was like, I can't hear Lea. You need to turn her up. But when we mixed the album, we tried different volumes of her voice. But if her voice got too high, the rock and roll wasn't there. So we need to have her on a great great volume. So we think, I think it turned out really good, exactly what I wanted it to be.
Well, you are busy with planning a lot of shows. You've got some cool shows coming. Obviously, as we're talking, we're getting very close to Månegarm Open Air as well.
Yeah.
A festival that one day I want to get to, because it's always the lineup for that is so cool always. One day I hope that I can make that work.
You will be on the guest list.
Oh, thank you. Given that we are 30 years of the band, and obviously you were able to celebrate that already at some amazing shows very recently. What for the people that are lucky enough to be there with you, what can we expect from that show?
We will try to create something really special, a set list that contains a lot of songs from our whole career. And of course, we want to play a couple of new ones. It is a release party also.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's mostly a release party or mostly a 30-year anniversary. I don't know. And I mean, we have bands before us play 40, 50, 1 hour, and we play like 75, 80 minutes to make everyone happy and to play songs, all songs, older ones and the favorites, and a proper amount of new ones. We would need to play like 2.5 hours, but we don't have the time. But anyway, I have made a set list starting from the first song we ever did. It's called Månljus, Moonlight. It's recorded on the self-titled album Månegarm as a bonus track. So we'll start from there, and then we play one song from each album all the way to this new one, and play a couple of new songs. So I think that will be a great set list. A couple of songs that we never played live, actually.
Okay.
As for Månljus and one song from the second album, haven't played that earlier, so it will be fun.
I can only imagine, and I hope that all of that will be properly documented, so that we get lots of content from that show. Now, obviously, I also have a bit of a bone to pick with you, because if we forget, if we don't count your appearances at 70,000 Tons of Metal, you've never really played North America. I mean, sorry, never played really the US, and definitely not Canada.
No.
And come on, like I feel like it's cold enough here in the winter for Vikings to come over. You've got some cool shows announced for Latin America, which will be really exciting for you. The crowds there will go crazy. But when knowing full well that the US visa-wise for European bands or just international acts is insane right now. Luckily in Canada we don't have that problem as much. But is there a reality where this could happen, that we get to see you here, or do we have to come to South America or Europe to see you?
No, definitely that can be a reality. I don't see why it shouldn't. We really like to come to. We played Calgary many years ago.
Okay.
On a festival that I don't remember the name of now, but that was many years ago, like 15 maybe, 15, 20. Anyway,
I wasn't in Canada then at that point. I wasn't there yet.
But we really hope to come to Canada. That would be great. I mean, we have a lot of friends who have toured Canada, so it seems really cool. So hopefully, we just need to get in contact with a good organizer that
exactly
are willing to take the chance to bring us there.
Yeah, we definitely had quite a few. I think we had like a Pagan Fest come over, and we had some really cool Nordic bands. I think who's coming back with Blind Guardian in the fall. I forget right now. But we should have you here. But anyways, otherwise we'll just have to come and see you in Europe, which will be fun to do so as well. Now, last time I spoke to you, I remember that we joked for a bit that you've always played guitar personally, just never really for the band. And we were kind of joking at the time, like, hey, when do we get, the Erik solo project? And you semi-seriously said, like, it's kind of something that's on my mind. That's 3 years ago now. Is there something brewing? Because we know that you could basically play every instrument that you'd need.
Yeah. No, not really. But I played a lot of guitars and also some solo guitar on this album, actually.
Okay.
I play a lot of the acoustic parts are mine, and most of the electric guitars as well. But that just I mean, I compose the songs. I'm pretty nerd when it comes to. I know how I want it, so I play a lot of as well in the studio. Anyway. But I haven't gotten any closer to my solo project. But me and Tobias Tobbe, we that's not a solo project, but it's.
I was about to say, you're just talking about the next band album.
Yeah, we talked about doing some cool rock and roll shit, like I don't know. I mean, straight up rock and roll. Let's see what happens. After Månegarm Open Air, we don't have any gigs until the Latin America tour. So there are a couple of months to spend and come up with the ideas.
When you say pure rock and roll, are you talking like 50s, 60s garage rock and roll, or are you talking like arena stuff? Because for some reason, a lot of Viking metal, especially if they've got blackened or death metal roots, they all seem to be massive Kiss fans. Are you a massive Kiss fan as well?
No. I am not. Tobias Tobbe is a really big Kiss fan. But I mean, when I say rock and roll, I mean it doesn't say that much, as you say. What do you mean? But for me, when the thing I want to do is like some Danko Jones or Nashville Pussy or anything. I really like that kind of, riffing.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I mean, you are wearing a Motorhead shirt as far as I can tell.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Favorites, yeah.
There you go. Awesome. Well, I'm sure that if you come to your Canadian Toronto show, that you eventually will play that Danko will be in the crowd.
Yeah.
Awesome. So to wrap us up, we've got this album coming out. We've got the release show coming out. But, you know, I know that a lot of people that watch this channel actually do come from Latin America. I mean, they are passionate. So let's just wrap us up with those. I think it's 4 shows that are announced from Mexico and a couple of other countries in Latin America.
Chile, Argentina.
That's going to be a wild ride.
Yeah. And I mean, first time for even if it's a small tour, but it's a tour, right?
Yeah.
So first Latin America tour, and that feels awesome. We have played in Brazil 2 times, and Mexico was it last year? So it feels amazing, really nice to do these 4 shows. I think it would be awesome.
Does it? I mean, you've obviously played in a few countries. I mean, you've mostly played in Europe, but you have played, like I say, you've been in Mexico before, you've been in Brazil before. You know, here in North America, you'll have a ton of people that will still claim some sort of, you know, Viking lineage because they say that, you know, their great grandparents, whatever, came over. But that's like, how... in a great way, how weird is it when you're on stage in front of a bunch of crazy like Brazilians, you know, that are going super hard into Viking mythology with you, like that must be weird, also in a way.
Yeah, it is, but also like it's just so amazingly amazing and fun. Weird, but super fun. Like an honor, sort of, you know. So we really like it. They are so dedicated, and they are crazy fans over there. So it has been super great gigs to play in Brazil and Mexico.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, and by that time, I'm sure they'll know every word of the new album as well, which is coming soon. And again, you know, I've obviously already had a chance to listen to the full album, and it's been such a fun ride. Again, so different than the previous album, and that makes it really hard to pick like what's my favorite album between the two. But I can't wait to see a ton of live footage of your festival in just a few days or a few weeks, and then, you know, keep my fingers crossed and my eyes open for more shows to be announced for 2026 as well, and see you on a stage. Erik, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
I know how busy you are right now, so I appreciate you taking the time.
But it was really nice talking to you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You are awesome for watching this video. Click right here to see more content like it and subscribe to the channel.